Hello friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs, and I'm here today to start over for the third time. I unfortunately used an older cell phone with a camera, and I'm sorry, I just realized that's shaken. Please forgive me, we're still working this out. And it kept shutting off on me, so I apologize. I'm going to start over, and I'm going to take you to where I'm at in the process. Because I don't want to give up this card that I'm making, and I just wanted to show you quickly how to make it. It is a very, very simple card. Today we're making an easel card. I made this card, a double easel card. I made this card last night for my oldest daughter for her birthday, and I used some of the beautiful designer paper series from Stampin Up, some of the beautiful Blushing Bride, and then that color escapes me right now. But anyways, I will list it below for this card exactly what I used. I do believe that is a sentiment that is from an older Stampin' Up set, and I do believe that this is some of the discontinued seam binding from Stampin' Up, but it may still be in the clearance rack, so be sure you check. Anyway, so, and again, this is very vanilla, and then the DSP. So just to show you how easy this card is, it just folds down like that. Isn't that beautiful? And then I can put it in an envelope for her, and she can open it this weekend after we sign it. So, all right, let me begin again. We're going to begin again. I wanted to share with you some of the beautiful things that I'm using today. Today, I'm using the Falling in Love series by Stampin' Up that I absolutely love. It's gorgeous. It's I'm using the designer series paper, and I'm choosing to use this particular one with the beautiful little kind of an off-white. Looks kind of like baby's breath or dandelions. I'm not sure. I'm using this side of it. On the other side, it's got this gorgeous baby's breath, like with ice on it or something. It's just beautiful. And then I'm also using the Sahara Sand, and it is in the Falling in Love cardstock. So, and that is a 12 by 12. This also comes in a 12 by 12. And then last but not least, my base color is the Blue Sky, also from the Falling in Love set, and it will be the base of my card. And let me show you quickly in, let's see, I may have closed all the things up, but let's see what we can find here real quick, because I did just go through all this on the other video. But anyways, on page 50, there's some beautiful cards to see in our Occasions catalog, and on page 51, you'll find the Falling in Love designer series paper. And it is, again, 12 by 12. It has a series of different colors. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, the Falling in Love 12 by 12 cardstock. And, again, absolutely beautiful. And I am also using, oh, I'll have to look that one up. I'm also using possibly one of the beautiful, beautiful ribbons that are in the Celebrations. And if you don't know about Celebrations is the catalog that comes out. It's like the extra fun catalog. It comes out, let's see, January 4th through March 31st of 2017. And it is where you get to earn extra product for free. So for every $50 you spend before tax and shipping, in our regular 2 occasions and then our annual catalog, you can pick one of these many, many items for free. And I mean, there are stamp sets. I mean, it's amazing. And a lot of this coordinates back with things in our catalog as well. So it's extra goodies, or they're standalone as well. So I did want to share that. I'm also using this particular stamp set, and this card, I said, I'm making it for today. I'm going to be meeting with my sweet daughter-in-law, her mother, and some other ladies at their church, and I'm going to give her this card made with these stamps because I love this stamp set. It is called Strength and Prayers. It is in our main catalog, and here's what it says, and this is why I love it. I am praying for you. I am praying for her nonstop, because any bride who's getting or bride-to-be getting ready for the wedding, there's just a lot to get done. And I love birds, so of course I love the dove. And then the scripture with it says, but the Lord stood with me and gave me strength. 2 Timothy 4:17. And that is my prayer over her through this whole process. So I am excited to use this. I'm excited to make her this card, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let me go back to what I have done already. So you can see I've gotten pretty far down the road in this card kit, but we will we will make this work. In making this card, pardon me. So I first cut my blue sky, and let's see, you can see it's the blue sky right there. I cut it 8 by 8 by 8 inches, and I scored it. Hold on, I'm going to get my notes here so I can see it. I scored it in half at the 4-inch mark, and I pressed that down with my bone folder. Then I used my trimmer. I cut it up the middle, 4 inches to that folded scored mark. And then I took this side and I put it in, corner, let me see, corner to corner, on the line within the trimmer. I put it right in the track, and I always measure the top and the bottom right in the track, and then I scored from that corner in, and then the same thing, that corner in, and then I folded them in, and then I scored them, as you can see back here, with my bone folder. So then I cut a 4 by 4 piece of blue sky, this bottom layer, and when I folded my edge in, I glued it only on this side of the corner. So this side sticks up, I only glued that part of the blue 4 by 4 square. I did the same thing on this side. Then I cut my Sahara Sand piece at 3 3/4 square. I then glued that inside the blue 4 by 4. I again did not touch this fold. That's done with. We don't have to mess with that anymore. Now I'm going to glue my designer series paper, and I wanted to show you there is a right way and a wrong way on this. This has been cut at 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, so it's square. It fits right in between. But if you're not careful and you lay everything down and you glue it this way, you might go this way with your paper thinking it's the right way because you're looking below, and then you fold up, it's sideways. So fold your card up and put your paper like that. So when you get to this point in the game, you want to make sure that you have this part that it's folded open. So very quickly, I only cut one of those, so let me cut the other piece to go with that. And I saved this here. So, and another thing I wanted to show you, since this is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, so I've already cut my 3 1/2 because I started that on the other videos. I wanted to show you that you need to come and bring your paper, so you measure it here at the 3 1/2, and then you watch this line as it's the guide all the way down. And yes, you can butt it up to that, and it will help hopefully get it secure. But I would always encourage you to double check down here. You know the old adage, measure twice, cut once. This would help. And I have definitely made mistakes. So I'm going to do the same thing here at 3 1/2, and I'm going to check here and all the way down. And now I'm just going to, this is my scoring. The lighter is the scoring tab, and I usually try to keep that at the top. And just because I moved it, it slid down. And then my dark one is my cutting tab, and I just run it up, pull it back down, and I'm done. So there's my other piece. And there's a lovely scrap that I will put in my scraps bin. All right, and that little arm folds out and folds in. It is an amazing trimmer, and I have a stack of trimmers that I've used over the years. So there we go. I mean, I unfortunately, to my husband's dismay, have definitely used a few trimmers. But anyways, so here we go. So now I'm going to again make sure I have it the right way because I folded this open. And as you can see, there's that folded mark. So if you're not sure, I'm trying to give you every view. So now I'm just going to use my wonderful Tombow glue. And again, I just use very little, and I will tell you why. Well, first off, I'm cheap. Oops, I didn't get that side right there. I want to make sure I get that. And then the other thing is, it doesn't require much. This glue is fantastic. It gives you time to play, but it dries quickly. So that's why I'm using glue, because I usually use my beautiful scoring tape by Stampin' Up. But today I'm using the glue. And then I take my bone folder and I just smooth it out. And the reason I'm doing that is I didn't take it. See, even some came out there. It doesn't take much glue if you spread it properly. So that was really good. That's done, and it's a little bit, not quite, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm good with that. I'm going to let it go. In the old days, I would have peeled it up and cut a whole new paper. So I'm doing better. Not worrying so much. And again, I'm doing this on camera, so that's why I'm always making mistakes on camera. So, but anyways, here we go. Let's get the last one on and see if I can't get this one pretty well. And actually, I may mimic that one so it'll be even on the other side. So here we go. I'm just going to lay my paper down again, making sure it's in there square. And then I'm going to wipe up any glue. And again, this glue dries clear. You don't have to worry. And I'm just going to hopefully just spread it about and get that down good for a good seal. And then that's it. That's it. And if you can't tell, we're almost done. Can you believe it? Isn't that gorgeous? So my next thing I'm going to do, and I should have done this before I laid it down, but that's all right. That's all right. Again, I kind of got a little discombobulated with all the other goodies going on, but I'm going to set this to the side and let that dry. Put my top on my glue for now, and then I am going to stamp my beautiful sentiment, because I'm going to put my sentiment on the bottom, and I will show you. And this is Sahara Sands. I love this color. It's so gorgeous. And I have my little I'm praying for you, and I'm picking that one because it's really pretty small, this sentiment. And I want to just set it right down here. I am going to just cut this out, and then oh goodness, I did that wrong. Let me show you a trick. Because we know this is going to go down on the deal, I'm going to turn it over and do the same corner. And I'm just going to be a lot more careful the way I put this stamp down. I'm not going to rock it. I'm going to go straight down. And I know better than this. Straight up. Up. It did it again. Silly me. It's me. It's not the stamp. I think I was telling in the other video, I was saying that I wasn't feeling good today. And obviously, I have never had that happen this much. So let's just try it one more time. Well, it is me. Let me just wipe off the stamp. That's what I need to do. Just wipe off the stamp and not rock it. How's that? Okay, here we go. Is it the 4th time's the charm? And it is. Yay, we got it. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this out very easily. I'm going to save this for another thing I'm going to be doing here in a minute. And I'm just going to quickly use my lovely trimmer, and I'm just going to trim this out. Yeah, let me just trim this out. So I kind of want it, yeah, that'll work. I'm doing my sentiment at 1.5 by, let me see, by 1 1/4. I think that, nope, I'm not. I lied. Nothing like doing it on the fly, right? Okay, here we go. I got it. There we go. I will save that piece for later. And I have my beautiful sentiment cut. And so I'm going to use, now Stampin' Up sells a corner rounder. I just haven't got it yet because I've had this one that I used with Creative Memories. I was a Creative Memories consultant for years and years and years. And so I just haven't replaced it yet. But I'm just going to round these corners. I just want it to be soft and pretty and delicate and lovely just for her, because she is just lovely, our new daughter-in-law to be. And what I will do is I'm going to sit this up on my wonderful Stampin Dimensionals, and I'm going to use 4 because I want to make sure that it holds well. And there's that. So before I put it down, I'm going to look at this. I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to decide where I want it, because right now it's been folded very well up, and in the envelope it will be folded very well down. So how far do I want it to come up? Well, I don't want it to come like that. I don't want it to be just that low. So I think I'm going to bring it up to about there. And I'm going to use my little pencil here, and I'm going to mark, oops, just right up underneath there. Okay, so, and one thing I noticed is I want another one in the middle. You noticed when my fingers were pushing down on it, it was going down, and I don't like that. You know, how silly, but I don't. So I'm also going to come and find the middle here, and there we go. And that will help me better center my beautiful sentiment, because I'm going to want it right about there. Perfect. Okay, so let's get this one done. And then, you know what, I'm not going to stick that down yet. Let's wait a second. Okay, again, we're doing this kind of on the fly here. I want to go ahead and get my beautiful, 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 beautiful prints done. And I think, let me see something here real quick. Would it be better to do it that way? I think it would. I think it would, since I've already made some messes with my stamping today, and I'm not quite filling up to par. I would normally have stamped this before I put it on, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp it on this beautiful paper. I'm going to use my little stamping and piercing pad by Stampin' Up. If you don't have one of these, you got to get one. It's fantastic. And now I'm just going to ink up my beautiful dove. Let me see here. Let's see, make sure I don't have anything on the edges like I did before. And I am just going to let this go. You guys ready? Okay, straight down, straight up. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. And I'm moving all these over here because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do while I can't find my stamping scrubber. But I would tell you, get the scrubbing item that cleans these stamps so beautifully. Okay, so this one I'm going to go ahead and do up here. Whoops, I'm going to get that off of there for sure. And I'm just going to go straight down, excuse my head if I'm in the way, and straight up. I don't like that. I had something on there. Okay, so let's just do another one. Not a big deal. Like I said, you can flip it over, and that way we don't waste. Okay, so straight down, straight up. Much better. But the Lord stood with me, gave me strength. Love it. Okay, and I kind of got that a little crooked, but I can fix that with my trimmer. Dun, 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 dun. So, all right. I am finished with my gorgeous Sahara Sand. So I'm going to, this is a brand new color. I just got it this week, and I have not really broken it in well yet, but it will be broken in and very well loved. So again, that is the Sahara Sand. Now I'm going to put up my stamping and piercing mat, and then I'm going to get my trimmer back out, and voila, here we go. I am going to first cut out my gorgeous, I'm going to put that up there and pull this down here. So I'm going to put my scoring tab up there, and I'm going to put my my cutting tab at the bottom so I don't make a mistake, because you don't want to cut something that you only intended to score. So I'm going to cut that straight up. I will save that to cut out my beautiful verse. And I think I'm going to trim this up just a wee bit. And again, I'm checking on the side here to making sure it's straight with these extra lines. Again, Stampin' Up is amazing. Whoops, you know what? I'm a little too anxious there. Let's get that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, beautiful. And now I'm just going to trim the top and save all these bits and pieces. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make the camera wiggle. Save all these bits and pieces. They are fantastic for other things, and I will show you. Pretty soon I'll do a card with just bits and pieces, and we will take a look at that. So there we go. There's our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dove. And now I'm going to cut out, yes, this is the side I wanted. Save that piece. And I will have to find my, my corner rounder. Again, Stampin' Up sells one. Always, always, always. I encourage everybody to look. Now, so right now, this is a little crooked. I stamped it a little crooked, but we can save it. We can totally save it. So what I'm going to do is measure off that L. And that's how I'm going to cut this. I'm going to take it and line it up with the line on my ruler. And I'm going to, Lord willing, straighten it out. And I think we did. And now everything else, let me check that again. Let me see here. I think, let's see. No, we're going to do it a little bit more. I didn't quite get it quite straight enough. That's all right. I can do it again. I have the ability, thanks to my trimmer. So I can, let's see, let me scoot this over on the inside of the L. There we go. And now, all right, perfect. Now I can throw my trash away and get to the next part, because this is now going to give me the side that I need to bank off of as I cut the rest and try to straighten out this gorgeous sentiment that I cut incorrectly. So let's see here, I've got that. And now finally the bottom. Look how pretty that is. I tell you what, these stamps are so amazing. I'm always taken aback when I see something that, you know, this beautifully, it really strikes me as how lovely that is. And get my trimmer out of the way. Right now I'm just going to round these corners to soften it up a little bit. And you could have rounded the corners on the easel and the card base as well. I don't know, this is such a beautiful color on that, I got it upside down, sorry, on that soft, you know, that Sahara Sand paper. I mean, our stamps and our inks and our markers and our paper, they have been so beautifully designed to go together. I mean, how can you beat that? It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to put that there and that there. Oh, seriously, absolutely. You know what? I think I'm going to trim this a wee bit more because I want to get a better edge there. Hold on. That's all right. This is how you do cards. You know, occasionally there's a boo-boo and we learn from it and we move on. And we are so thankful to have learned a great new lesson. So I'm going to take a little bit off that side and a little bit off this side because now my tops and bottoms are straight. I'm able to do that. And it will hopefully, let's see, hopefully it will fit. Nope, I'm going to do a little bit more. Always cut a little at a time. Don't overcut. You can cut more. You can't necessarily put it back, you know. So, don't need the score. I need the trimming edge, the trimming tab. And I'm going to do a little bit more over here as well. Not much more over here. Okay, I think I'm going to do a little bit more here. Sorry guys, I'm doing a little bit at a time because, like I said, you can't put it back once you cut it. So let's go back and round this again. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then, there we go. Okay. Alright, so how about we finish this card off, get it all put together, and you guys can get going. I'm going to use my dimensionals for this part. I really, 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 really like that. And I will go ahead and say that again, I was going to stamp straight on here, but I'd already adhered it to the page or to the card, and with what was happening earlier, I just felt like this would have been the safer route. I will put these dimensions down in my description as well, so you will know if you want to go ahead and stamp the Sahara Sand or whatever color you're using, what that size is in order to put it there. So I'm going to just put my fantastic dimensionals on here, and these things are terrific, and I can't say enough good things. They are really, really easy. God, you know I'm not feeling good if I can't get it off in 2 seconds flat. I'm always very quick with these, but not today. That's all right. Maybe it's a good way to be humbled, right? When we make mistakes, then we really learn the lesson. I used to tell my kids that I taught, I would tell them, mistakes aren't a problem. You will always remember the solution now. If you make a mistake, you will always remember the solution. So here I am. I'm going to get it over here, turn it sideways. I'm going to put it here on this grid on my mat. And I'm using this line and that line. I'm going to see how big this is. That's a little over 2, so I am going to slide this down a wee bit and put that there and that there, and that should be about right. So now if I count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, and I know that this is essentially 8 wide, so I know if it's 14 minus 8 is 6, so 3. So I'm going to want to come in 3 here and 3 there, and that's where I'm going to want to go. And I can easily eye the other because I know it's going to fit about like that. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, guys, here we go. Whoops, hold on. Did we do this? Did I do the same thing here too? I did. Hold on, guys. We got to trim this one too. I'm so sorry. Okay, again, I'm not feeling well. What can I say? I can trim this. I just have to be really, really careful and not go crazy. Okay, I think I'd do better to trim off of this bottom. Okay, I'm not going to put that down too much, but I am going to take off quite a bit. All right, guys, look at that. See how good those dimensions are? And I didn't get down far enough, silly me. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Okay, got it. Got it more than one way. Okay, now let's corner around it. Let's get it going. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I think I've got a cold coming on, and my brain is not wanting to think much today. And I've got part of that, so I'll use my snips. If you don't have a pair of these are fantastic. I have literally, I don't know how many scissors, but when making cards or projects, and I need to get into small places, these are fantastic, and they come with a little cover so you can put them and carry them when you're out. They are fantastic. All right, so let's see. Now we know we want to put it here, so let's try again. I know 1, 2, 3 in, and then I'm set to go. Let's see. Did I get it? Yes, I got it. Good. Oh, whoops. Let's make sure we get that rounded. That's not quite. Yeah, let me do a little bit with my snips. It's not fitting in there because that dimensional taking up some space, and I don't want to push it so it won't stick in there. Okay, so we're going to come in 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put some space there, and voila. How's that? Yay! Can you believe it? Woo! We got that done. Yay! It's been kind of a silly day. Okay, remember I made a mistake, so I just turn the paper over. It's a great thing about paper crafting. You can just turn it over, and you know nobody's going to see that but you, because it's going to be down flat. And I'm going to put 2 in here because that just seems right to me. I want it to make sure it's very well supported on that pop-up. Now, if I were mailing this, it would be something different, but I'm taking it today to my sweet daughter-in-law to be. I'm going to hand it to her in a beautifully handmade envelope. I'm going to make using my envelope board from Stampin Up, and I'm probably going to make it out of, I don't know, either Sahara Sand or the Sky Blue. I haven't decided yet. Well, it'll be right if I got that right side up. All right, again, let's go back here. Let's get, I've still got glue on my fingers, if you can't tell. So we're going to go right in the middle. All right, and we know right now this is, wow, that's almost exactly 3 inches. So let's bring in, so 3 times 4 is 12, and 4 times 4 is 16. So let's bring it in 2 squares. Okay, so here's where my squares start. 1, 2. Nope, I counted that wrong. Barely 1 square. Excuse me, guys. And I know that that is about there. Okay. Again, you can be more precise than I'm being, but I think that's lovely. And now, last but not least, the pièce de résistance is the beautiful encouragement, the sentiment that I love from this set. It says, I'm praying for you. And again, I'm going to pray that 2 Timothy 4:17 over her, and pray for her to have the strength that she needs to get everything done. And if you can't see it, I put the mark for the halfway point there. So I'll find the halfway point in this, and I want it to come just up to here. So I'm going to put it about there, ladies and gentlemen. I should say ladies. Here we go. What do you think? You know, I was deliberating. I wanted to maybe put one of these under there. And at first I thought no. And you know what? This is a doily. These are my doilies by Stampin' Up. These are the delicate white doilies. This isn't really white. I think I'm going to do it, but I think if I do it, I might want to darken it up just a wee bit. Not too dark, but just let's see what this looks like. I mean, if it looks bad, we'll use another one. Let me get a piece of scratch paper. Okay, there's that, and here we go. Let me put this up underneath it, and yeah, let me get one of my daubers. Hold on, I'm getting my daubers in my not quite beautifully organized room yet. But, and these are great too. These are the Stampin' Up daubers. If you haven't tried these, give them a try. Or you can use the sponges by Stampin' Up. And I've used these for years and love them. And you just cut them up. But today, I really like this color, so I'm going to kind of go off, see if I like it. Yeah, I like that. And it's going to be kind of like a tea stain doily. I like that. Let me first stamp off and then come back in here. And I don't know that I'm going to, I'll do a little bit on the center, but I really come off first and then just bring it in. Isn't that pretty? It just looks like a tea stain doily. How many of you, your grandmothers had tea stain doilies? My great-grandmother used to crochet these, and she would try to teach me. She also did tatting, and she would try to teach me tatting, and she was so fast. She lived to be either 105, 106. That's the debate in the family. And her hands were so arthritic, she could barely move them, but she could tat just like this. And there was no way to learn because she wouldn't slow down very well. So I never quite learned tatting. I mean, I know how to do a certain type of tatting, but not the shuttle tatting that she does, or that she did, pardon me. But she made all of these gorgeous lace trims for pillowcases from when my parents got married, and so did my other great-grandmother. And I've collected a few of those beauties and put them in my treasured chest of family remembrances because they're so fragile now. I mean, it's been, you know, my parents have been married over 50 years. I think they're at 54. And my husband and I our anniversary's coming up. We've been married 31 years, and unfortunately, by the time we got married, she wasn't doing well, and she was not able to make them. She did make the wedding, and she was able to walk, and she actually, till 95 years old, she was changing light bulbs and keeping house and taking care of everything, and then she fell, bless her heart, and broke her